If you're hunting for the Tojiro DP 8.2 Inch Gyuto, thinking it might be the ultimate chef's knife to elevate your kitchen game, you're in the right place. Today I'm diving deep into this much-hyped Japanese-made blade that promises samurai-level precision and durability. But here's what surprised me. Despite rave reviews and a hefty price tag of $139, the Tojiro DP isn't as flawless as many claim. Actually, there are a few quirks and problems that could seriously impact your cooking experience. So buckle up, because I'm spilling the honest truth about why you might want to think twice before clicking buy. Now, before I lose you, don't worry. This review isn't all doom and gloom. If you're a professional chef, food enthusiast, or just someone who values quality knives, there's still plenty here to love. But if you're expecting a miracle blade that slices through everything like butter without a single snag, well, prepare for some surprises that'll save you from future frustration. So what's the catch? Let's cut to the chase. First, let's talk about who this knife is really for. The Tojiro DP is geared toward chefs and serious home cooks who demand both sharpness and longevity. Made in Japan, hand-finished with traditional samurai-style craftsmanship, it's supposed to bring you decades of joy and flawless cuts. That life warranty sounds like a dream, right? But not every shiny blade is a knight in armor. The challenge with the Tojiro DP is balancing high-level precision with practical usability. It's like buying a sports car that looks amazing, but ends up giving you a headache during rush hour. So here's the deal. At first glance, the 8.2-inch blade is beautifully crafted with a VG10 steel core, clad in stainless steel that's known for holding a razor-sharp edge. The blade's thin, tapering towards the tip for fine chopping and slicing tasks. The handle is a classic D-shaped pakkawood designed to fit comfortably in your hand. Sounds perfect, right? Well, not so fast. While the initial sharpness is undeniable and the knife feels great to hold, you may hit a speed bump when you start the real work. Let me tell you a quick story. I used the Tojiro DP to prep a thick butternut squash. I expected effortless slicing, but halfway through, the knife began catching slightly and required extra force. Sharpness alone isn't enough if the blade's geometry or balance isn't optimized for everyday kitchen use. And that's where the Tojiro DP shows cracks in its armor. It's razor-sharp out of the box, but surprisingly less forgiving on harder or stickier ingredients. This inconsistency is a key problem you won't hear in all those glowing reviews. So why does this happen? The VG10 steel is hard and holds an edge but isn't the easiest to sharpen once dulled. And while the handle is ergonomic, its pakkawood can get slippery when wet, something you definitely want to avoid when you're slicing at lightning speed. Also, the knife's balance leans slightly forwards, making prolonged cutting tasks a bit tiring unless you have a very deliberate grip technique. It's like the difference between wielding a katana with grace versus flailing it wildly after a long battle. But here's a twist you probably didn't expect. Despite these issues, this knife is actually excellent at certain tasks. It excels in precision slicing, dicing vegetables, and boneless meat prep. This means if you're the kind of cook who deals mostly with delicate ingredients and wants that clean, sharp cut for presentation, the Tojiro DP shines. Its thin blade enables slicing sashimi or tomatoes with near-surgical accuracy. However, if you're planning on hacking through tougher cuts of meat or denser vegetables regularly, your wrist might start texting you complaints. Okay, quick joke break. Why did the knife go to therapy? Because it couldn't handle the cutting remarks. But seriously, a knife that requires handling care is only as good as your patience allows. Now, for the major selling points. The Tojiro DP is handmade in Japan, which means it carries the prestige and artisan tradition of Japanese cutlery. The samurai-style craftsmanship isn't just a gimmick. It translates to amazing attention to detail in the blade's grind and symmetry. Plus, the life warranty guarantees that if you ever have an issue with the knife, it won't become another useless kitchen tool gathering dust. That support makes investing $139 feel less risky. However, if you're wondering about how it compares to other Japanese knives in a similar price range, here's a quick comparison. It often outperforms budget knives by miles in terms of sharpness and edge retention, but it sits a notch below premium options like Shun Classic or Miyabi in balance and ergonomic finesse. So the Tojiro DP is a happy medium, great value but not flawless perfection. Another aspect to consider: maintenance. The knife's VG10 steel needs a bit more care than your average stainless steel blade. You'll want to hand wash it immediately after use and dry it fully to avoid any rust or wear, despite the rust-resistant steel cladding. Also, sharpening requires a decent whetstone or professional service to maintain its edge, so beginners might find initial upkeep intimidating. If knives sounding like a high-maintenance pet isn't your vibe, something easier might suit you better. Here's a cheeky joke for you. Why don't skeletons ever use sharp knives? Because they don't have the guts. Okay, that was bone dry. Moving on. Let's talk about the visual appeal and build quality. The Tojiro DP has a sleek, minimalist look, classic Japanese design that's subtle but elegant. It looks fantastic on any kitchen counter, with a timeless style that won't go out of fashion. The pakkawood handle is smoothly polished and comfortable, although some users have noted minor durability concerns over long-term exposure to water and kitchen humidity. So while it looks like a knight's sword, it needs a little TLC to stay that way. Now, who exactly should buy this knife? If you're a professional chef or serious foodie who appreciates Japanese craftsmanship, has some knife care experience, and is after a razor-sharp precision blade for slicing fish, vegetables, and boneless meats, this is a solid investment. It combines quality materials, excellent sharpness, and a lifetime warranty at a reasonable price point. Just don't expect it to hack through frozen foods or heavy-duty chopping like a meat cleaver. And if you're just stepping up from standard Western kitchen knives, the Tojiro DP can introduce you to Japanese steel's feel and edge. But be prepared to adjust your cutting technique and maintenance rituals accordingly. It's more than just a tool, it's a commitment to culinary craft. Alright, another joke to keep things sharp. Why did the knife bring a ladder to the kitchen? Because it wanted to reach the cutting edge. Okay, we're back on track. So to sum up the problems: 1. The blade catching on tougher foods can interrupt your flow. 2. Maintenance is higher than average for prolonged edge life. 3. Handle materials might degrade faster with heavy washing or humidity. 4. Balance might feel off for extended chopping sessions. But these issues come with a knife that is very sharp, well-crafted, and backed by a lifetime warranty. In the end, the Tojiro DP 8.2 Inch Gyuto stands as a budget-friendly gateway into premium Japanese knives, but only if you know what you're signing up for. It's a fantastic slicer that requires proper care and isn't perfect for every kitchen task. If you want a reliable, sharp, beautifully made blade and are willing to invest time in maintenance, this knife could become your new favorite. And here's the positive punchline. When you finally wield it correctly, the precision and cutting power feel like samurai swordsmanship in your hands. You experience the joy of effortless slicing and dicing that every cook dreams about. So don't let the quirks scare you. Embrace the learning curve and treat this knife right, and it'll reward you every single time. If you're interested in grabbing the Tojiro DP 8.2 Inch Gyuto for yourself, check the description below for the best price available on Amazon. Investing in quality tools is investing in your cooking, and this knife could very well be the edge you needed. Thanks for watching, and remember, a sharp knife keeps both your food and your fingers safe.